Okay, hi everyone. So today I have a great topic, which actually was requested by a viewer, Pablo Sunier from California, from LA. So shout out to you, Pablo. Great topic for today. He asked if we could do a deep dive into the 5-4-3-2 melodic phrases, for lack of a better term. We call it 5-4-3-2. And there's another video on this which will be linked to in the description. Roughly speaking, it's a phrase that begins on the fifth of the scale if we're in C, of the fourth of the scale, four, the third of the scale, the second of the scale, and then there's a combo plan where you can connect them all. Okay, and for a deeper dive on this, I will link in the description again. Please check out the video on 5-4-3-2. But for today, 5-4-3-2 Redux, I guess we will get into some other applications, and again comparing some of the the different rules that can be applied, superimposing them upon other chords. So first things first, let's talk about different chord qualities that we can do. So there's of course the major, which I just did. So again, a 5 goes from the 5 down to the 7th, comes up to the root, then jumps up to the 4th and does 4-3. So let's say I want to do this in a scale. I go, or, oops. Okay, and that would be an application of that. 4 would be, you would continue the scale. You get to the 4th, you pop down to the 2nd, and then come up chromatically to the 3rd. So. Okay, that wasn't the most successful ending, but you get the idea. You work it in a scale. So the whole point of these is to make your lines sound less scale-like and break up the scale with interesting intervals. Next is a 3, so I would come down my scale. So I get to 3, I pop down to the 5th and come up a triad, 5-7-2. So you will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And then 2 would be the same thing, 4 and 1 and 2. So you come down to 2, pop down to the 7th, and come up a triplet chromatically back to the 9th or the 2nd. And then the combo plan is 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's say I wanted to do this in minor, okay? Well, I would substitute the minor 3rd. So it would look like this. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I made a mistake. I'm going to use the major 3rd as though I'm playing a melodic or harmonic minor, and I'm going to go. Okay? Now, for this one, I can't do 2 half steps to the 3rd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do the diatonic root, 2nd, 3rd, and it'll be. Okay, so that's 4. So 5, 4, 3. Okay, using the major 7th, and then. Okay, and here's the combo. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and the combo plan. 5, 4, 3, 2. So that's minor. What if I wanted to do it with a dominant 7th? Same deal, only I substitute the dominant 7th and the major 3rd. So I would go, 5 would look like this. These are ones that Barry never does in class, but me and another student, and again, shout out to you, Som, out there in India, trying some of the other versions of this. Okay, and there's 7. Sorry, 5 with the dominant 7th. 4, 3. I like that one because it has a minor triad here. And then, okay, so, and on here you'll notice I'll put the chromatic on the top end. I mean, sounds weird. I'd say that sounds a little better. So it would be the flat 7 and then the same notes instead of, it would be. Okay, so here's the combo plan on the dominant. Okay, and then there's one more. Dominant 7 with a flat 5. That one is really cool. Because I'm substituting the 5th down here. It's going to be a flat 5. And the combo plan. Sorry. Very pretty. So you can do it in all of these other chords too. Minor, dominant 7th, flat 5. But wait, you can also do it using other rules. So for example, and again, referencing another video here, the 6 chord rules and or the 10 chord routine, which is kind of a combination. For example, if I'm doing C7, I could do a G minor 6 on top of that. And I could do those 5, 4, 3, 2 in G minor. That is really pretty. So if I think about G minor on this C7, and this is just a plain old vanilla C7. So it's I might come down like C7, G minor. So I did a 5 in C7 and a 5 in G minor. And they both work. You can start to mix and match the different combinations. I think I threw a 2 in there in G minor. And you can start to really build very interesting lines. Let's say I'm doing a C7 altered. Right? Let's say I'm doing a C7 altered. Well, the rule on C7 is a D flat minor 6. So I could do that 5, 4, 3, 2 combo plan, or each one individually, on a D flat minor. That is really nice. So maybe I'll go. Here's a 3. Sometimes it's a little challenging to get the harmonic rhythm just right, but with a little bit of experimentation, your ear will tell you the right thing to do. So there's just 2 ideas, using the important minor, using the tritones minor, G minor is the important minor of C7. D flat minor is the tritones minor of D flat 7. And again, more on this. Check out the 6 chord rules video that kind of dives deep into it and explains that fairly thoroughly. So what other applications could we do? Well, I think at this point maybe we'll try to build a line on a song. Let's say we're doing Cherokee. So we've got... So maybe I'll start with B flat major. Then it goes to a quick F7. And then a B flat 7. So I did a 3 because I ended up on the 3 of B flat. I'll do a 3 pattern in B flat 7. Let's see what that sounds like. That's a pretty line. Can I do it in tempo? Okay, so here's something that that Barry will do in class. He'll put a rhythm on it, so it won't just be. It might be ba ba doo ba doo ba. So that's like a 5 into a 4. But it'll be 1 2 3 4 1 2 and 3 and then maybe we might come down a 6 chord. Okay, and then that might be the beginning of your line. What were we doing? Here, if I wanted to do it in F minor, there's a 3 in F minor. And I don't even know what I'm doing. It just kind of sends you off on a, it kind of launches you into a direction to find a line that bobs and weaves, and it isn't just, it's not just a straight line. It's got some interest to it. Okay, so little more movement in the line. What's another strategy we could do? We could do, maybe we'll come down and we'll do a 4. Right, because now it's a B flat 7. So I'm going to B flat 7. I could use either F minor or maybe a B minor. I don't know. Let's see. I said I was going to do a 4. Now, for the B flat 7, I'm going to try the tritones minor. So that's getting into some very interesting territory. Whoa, okay, let's try that. 4. And there was a 3 in B minor. Right? Because whatever I find myself on, I try to apply that phrase. Let's try it again. 5, 4. Now here I'm on 5 of B flat 7. Why don't I just do a B flat 7 one? Now, let's say I'm going to go for the 5th of the B minor over here, F sharp. And let's see what happens. And I'd have to sort of get myself out of trouble there. But you see, it just gives you a ton of ideas. So, you know, I can't even verbalize it. But if you're paying attention, you can see that the line uses those 4 phrases sort of judiciously in between, and it's kind of like a Lego building kit. You plug them in where you can. So this is just scratching the surface, and obviously that's all we can do in this short video. But if you want to get on to my Patreon, patreon.com/IsaacRoz, I'll post screen grabs of the 4 different scales and the 5/4/3/2 patterns in those scales: major, minor, dominant 7, and dominant 7 flat 5. And then see. I'd love to hear from you how you build lines, or what process you use, what songs it will work in, all that stuff. So feel free to drop some comments, and you know, and thanks again for watching. Thank you to all my very generous patrons on Patreon. If these are useful to you and help clarify a little bit of the mysteries of Barry World, then do consider joining my inner circle on Patreon, and then you'll find all kinds of bonus material like screen grabs and extra videos and things like that. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep swinging out there.